thinks got it absolutely smashed it, knows it all? Few people? Who thinks they had a pretty good idea of most of it? Okay. Who wished it could have spoken to me yesterday lunchtime, but didn't manage to? No one? So, if everyone's paying attention, I know I'm not asking you to write this down at this stage. What we'll do is we'll go through it now. I'll mark your quiz, I'll give you the quiz back, and then you can reflect on that yourself before your final assessment answers. So, who knows how many lots of 20% I need to add together to have 100%? Yes? 5 of them. Yeah? Because 20% plus another 20% plus another 20% plus 20% plus another 20%. If you add all those together, you get. Now, I do understand some people are still struggling with the idea that I don't know what 20% is. Well, let's just, if I told you, and this wasn't in the question, but if I told you that 20% was 3, how much would 100%? Okay. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of 3 would make 15, so 100% would be 15. But that leads us on to the next question, which is, if 20% is 50, how much is 100? Well, question 1 says 5 lots of 20% makes 100%, so 5 lots of 50 equals 250. So 100% is 250. Does that make sense though, saying it now? Okay. This one, I can see some people struggling. This is kind of the puzzling one, isn't it? It's even if you know what you're doing, you still have to think it through. 10% I think was relatively easy for most people. How if I know 3 and 7, I just need to do Austin. Right. 7% plus 3% will give me 10%. Yeah. Again, I don't know what 7% or 3% is at the moment, but if I did, I could add them together and know what 10% is. Mark?
11?
Yeah.
If you have 3% and you have 7%, you will have 10.
What? Please. Okay. That's one way, but there is an easier way. Right? Good, that's what I'm thinking. Guys, there are lots of different ways. Go.
7 times
So 3 lots of 7%, which makes 21%. Take away, so then 21% take away, well actually we do right? Take away the 10%, so take away 7%, take away 3%. Why didn't you do that? You did something different as well, right? No point. Does his method work? Yes, so let's go with it. We're happy. Amaro's works as well. He wanted to divide by 10 to find 1/10 of it. That works as well. There are different ones. And what about 100%? Justin? And how did you get that though? But how did you find 70%? You can't just write 70% unless you can tell me how to find it. Yeah? You can though. It's easily done. Know how? Someone else? Well, give it me. This is the same hands up. NASA, good. New hand. But adding zeros onto things is not very much. What mathematical operation do you do to add a zero? So this is what Justin was saying, isn't it? 7% times 10 is 70%. 3% times 10 is 30%. If we add those together, we get. So that's why I was asking you just how do you make the 70? Which is basically the same thing. 7% plus 3%. Do that first. Times it by 10. Get you the same. Alright, should we so some people are struggling with this one. Anyone want to offer it? Are you focusing on this or are you cleaning my desk? Amaro. Exactly. If I know what 75% is, if I divide that by 3, I will get 25%, right? That's it. That's it for that answer. Right. And finally, I saw people working this out, which is good. So if I know, Jace, what 15% is, in this case, I know 15% is 36. Show how I also know that 10% is 24. So I've got the same hands going up. Right and right.
5% equals 12. So
How do you get that?
because every 5% you add it. Because if 36 is 15% and 24 is 10%, all we have to do to get 36 from 24 is add in 12s, and you're also adding a 5 to the 10%.
Okay. So one little thing moving forward, you're not allowed to use the answer in a show that this is the answer question. I know you weren't quite, but there is a nice, very clear, simple way. Right? So if you divide this by 3, you get 5% is 12. Yeah? Which is basically what you were saying, right? And then if we do times by 2, we get 10% equals 24. Now, just to make it clear, show how you do it means you must show you're working. All right? So I've introduced a few of those type of questions here. Showing how you do it means you got. Now, who now going through the answers thinks, yeah, I got quite a bit of that right? Who thinks I did my homework and I got all that, but I did just get it from the quiz? Okay. I think how you can rectify that, I guess. That's one thing.
I can show you my homework. I did it. I just write it out.
The important thing is, the next time you're going to see this stuff is in an assessment, right? And we won't have a whole thing, it'll just be a couple of questions. You need to kind of make sure you sort of, right? And the important thing is, if you've really struggled, what have you got to do now? Well, can I just make a point? Working harder is not always enough. Sometimes you need to get some help, right? Working hard doesn't mean I'm going to sit there on my own. Working hard, working smart is going to see your teacher at lunchtime or a recess and saying, I'm struggling with this. That's why I offered it to you yesterday. You can spend an hour at home struggling, or you can spend 5 minutes with the teacher and then you go, oh, I get that now. I'm going to go out and play football. Right? Have a think about it. to anyone, it doesn't have to be me, but talk to someone about it. Yeah. That's what's important. So if you have struggled, guys, if you have struggled, you need to sort it out. Now, perfect time, we've only got a couple of minutes. Hopefully you had a look at the start of that practice too. That will give you some idea if you want to do a bit of pre-studying at home. We'll go through that, some examples in the next lesson. Okay, can we pack it up then?